So if you are a real estate investor and you're contemplating if GoHighLevel is the right software to run your entire business, this video is going to break down what you can do with HighLevel for your investing business, what you can't do, and the core features that you should pay attention to inside of your GoHighLevel account. So I personally have been working in the real estate industry for the past 7 years, and I have been working specifically with investors on GoHighLevel for the last 3.5, 4 years. So I'm going to be sharing with you from my personal experience what we do to help our investor clients succeed with GoHighLevel. So let's get started. So the first thing to understand is there's a few different ways to sign up for GoHighLevel. So number one is you can sign up for GoHighLevel directly. You can go to GoHighLevel.com, or you can sign up with an affiliate like myself, where we give you certain perks and benefits for being a part of our actual community and using our specific link, because people like me get paid to actually promote HighLevel, so we make a commission. So that's one thing to be aware of, is you can sign up with an affiliate and you'll be contributing to their their monthly recurring revenue by using their custom link. Or you can just go directly to GoHighLevel.com and you can sign up directly with HighLevel. Now, with HighLevel, specifically, you won't get a 30-day trial like you would if you use my link, and you also wouldn't get the specific bonuses that I'm offering. Now, there's other affiliates that offer different things, so you definitely want to pay attention to what each affiliate is going to offer you and make sure that you actually enjoy, what you're going to get and the support you'll get, because this person could potentially, help you scale your business way faster than either signing up with HighLevel directly or not picking the right affiliate. So those are 2 ways to sign up for HighLevel. The third way is a way that I offer as well. So because I've been so experienced with GoHighLevel, I've actually built my own real estate investor snapshot, if you will. And so this basically allows me to offer GoHighLevel to people that don't want to set their GoHighLevels up from scratch or have to build everything out. So this just is a direct, line of access to our GoHighLevel, right, which is New Breed Investor. However, you don't own what is inside of, this account. It's technically our ownership or HighLevel's, and you're paying for an account. So those are the 3 ways. 1, you can sign up with an affiliate, right? 2, you can go directly to HighLevel. And 3, there are people like myself that offer, direct access to their HighLevel. And the value proposition is that you don't have to set everything up from scratch. There's already going to be things preloaded into your account, and so you don't have to worry about, making a website or making a funnel or building automation, which I'll be showing you how to do in this video. And you basically just, buy your time back by just plugging into something already working. So there's a ton of other ones offering, HighLevel directly. So those are the 3 ways. You definitely want to understand those and really weigh out your options so you can see which is the right solution for you. So those are the 3 ways. Like I said, pick an affiliate, right? Someone like myself or other people offer specific bonuses and support for using their link because they get a monthly commission. And then 2, you can just go directly to HighLevel. They're going to obviously give you the same exact software. However, some of the bonuses that you would get with an affiliate will not be offered because the affiliate is not getting a commission, right? And then the 3rd way is you can go to businesses that have white labeled GoHighLevel and basically kind of made it their own. And you'll just pay a subscription fee to access their specific system for investing, right? If you're an investor. Everything I share in this video will be universally applicable to pretty much any small business that's thinking about using GoHighLevel, but I specifically help investors, so I'm just using that as the niche. So once you actually sign up, right, this is going to kind of be where you have to understand how HighLevel works. So when you actually sign up, if you sign up through an affiliate or through GoHighLevel directly, you're going to have access to an agency view. So an agency view basically looks something like this. And so you'll have different, back end things that a marketing agency would have that may be confusing to you. So you see things like your agency dashboard, you see SaaS configurator. So some of these things, if you're not intending on growing an actual marketing agency with HighLevel, some of these things could be super confusing because you literally don't ever need these things, right? If you just want to run your actual business. This is why signing up directly, the third option, can be most beneficial because you don't have to worry about all this back-end stuff, right? So this is the first thing you're going to see, though, if you sign up with an affiliate or to GoHighLevel directly. You're going to see this page here. So really, though, if you're intending on using HighLevel for, growing your actual business, building your website there, building automation, which I'm going to, show you how to do these types of things, or at least an intro to them. Everything that you're looking for is inside of what's called a sub account. So like I said, this is your agency view, which could be kind of confusing, but inside of, your actual agency view, you can click here to switch, and then you're going to see all your different accounts. So if you don't actually have an account created, a sub account, you have to go to sub account and then click create sub account. So you can basically create your own business. Okay. So I'm going to go into the sub account now, since this is really where you're going to vet if this is the solution for your business. Okay, so now I'm in an actual sub account. So like I said, you have your agency view, which is where you host pretty much all of the different businesses, right? This is why someone like me who owns an agency, I can have hundreds of clients inside of my GoHighLevel, and I can click through all their accounts. I can see all their websites. I can see all their funnels. I can see all their conversations. So I don't have to have 100 different logins for 5 or 10 different softwares and chase clients down to get access, right? I basically host everything, so it's easier for us as agencies to actually manage. So that's one kind of important thing to understand, is that if you sign up with an affiliate or directly to HighLevel, it really is designed for agencies or small businesses with multiple businesses or multiple locations. So that's why the agency view could be confusing. So once you get past the agency view, this is where we get into the actual sub account. And the sub account is where everything that you need to actually run and grow your business, this is where everything exists. So I'm going to walk through the main features that I have used with our investing clients that actually make a difference. Like I said, there's a lot of different types of features that you can use within HighLevel, but there's really only a few that you need to pay attention to, okay? So we're in the sub account, right? And now we're going to go to the dashboard. So the dashboard is basically this first, menu item right here, and you're going to see that there's basically nothing here. So I'll show you just kind of a very basic way of building a dashboard so you can understand what you can do here. And, if you guys want me to go in more detail on literally any of this stuff, just comment below, and, I can dive in deeper depth. I do have a 5-hour GoHighLevel training. So if you just search up on YouTube, Quinn Nolan GoHighLevel guide or something, it should pop up. It's like 5 hours long. So that can also help. So here is the dashboard. All right. So what you're going to do if you want to create a dashboard is click add widget. And then these are different components inside of this sub account that you can use to create the dashboard. So for example, let's say that you start importing your leads from Facebook ads or PPC or cold calling into GoHighLevel. So to keep it very simple, you could just, click on contacts count, and then you have a few different ways to show the chart. So you can just do like a line chart, and you can just have it break down daily. So it's easier to just show you here. So there's not going to be any, data, at least in this time period. If I go to this year, we may see, yeah. So you could see this is just a demo account. So you can see 3 contacts were basically added on February 7th. And so if you add contacts every day or you're getting leads, then you'll, over time, you'll start to see, something like this, right? And you can do this same type of chart with just a different visual view. So for example, you could do count of contacts, but you could just, instead of doing a line chart or a donut, you could just do numeric. And then that'll just show you with just a plain number, right? The same exact data. So that's like one way of doing it, right? There's obviously a lot more. So what we pay attention to, because we run Facebook ads for investors, is really just number of contacts, number of appointments, number of closed deals, right? Those are the 3 core things we look at, since, we're not actually looking at every little thing that's going on. We're just looking at what we do, which is run ads to get leads, how many of those leads are booking appointments, and then how many deals are our clients closing. That's really it. So this is how you could, 2 different ways you could measure the contacts that are coming into the system. And so for example, if I wanted to look at this month, I can just sort here and there's going to be a 0 because, there's no contacts that have been added. So this is how we can measure inside of our accounts, hey, how many leads did we get this month, right? So for example, this one would show a 0. If I wanted to see the entire year, I'll see here that 3 again, because that's when the 3 was, the 3 were added on February 7th. So that's a basic, just simple way of creating, like, understanding the dashboard. You could also do anything that you see here. So if you want to see how many appointments have been booked, right, you can, like I said, choose by the chart type. You can just do numeric or a line or whatever, works well for your brain. And then you can simply just save this as well. And so you'll see that we've got 4 appointments. And when you're in edit mode, you can, drag these things, make them bigger or smaller. This one can't go any smaller, but you can basically delete this. You can move this one over here. You can set it up exactly kind of how you'd like within reason. So if I wanted to move this over here, I could basically do something simple like that. And if I wanted to rename this, instead of contacts, I could just do leads. And then I could just shorten this to just say appointments, right? And so that's kind of just a simple way to understand what you can do here. And like I said, anything you see inside of this, drop down can be used to actually track, right, within the dashboard. So as I go through the rest of the video, you'll understand these other components of HighLevel. But if you wanted to see how many new opportunities you've opened, any one of these things here that you can see can be used as some sort of chart inside the dashboard, right? So this is where you can track calls. This is where you can track conversations, total unread messages, total unread conversations, etc., right? And so this is kind of, just how you can make a simple dashboard. And then general here does have kind of like an aggregated view of different components. So what I mean by that is, like, let's say, you have your lead source tracked inside of HighLevel, like your Facebook ads, Google ads, SEO leads. You can just click on this one, and then you'll see here that, this demo account only has one source, but you can actually see here, the different sources. And like I said, you can move this around. This one's designed for pretty much the whole dashboard. But this one's cool because you can see, like, you would see Facebook. Let me save that so I can move it. So you'd see like Facebook ads, you'd see Google ads, website. And so once your whole system is set up correctly, which I'm going to, touch on how to do, then you can have this as a part of your dashboard as well, where you can see like where your leads are coming from, how many you got, what their value is, how many you actually closed, and what the actual revenue is for that, right? So you can change the way that that's sorted as well. But that's just a basic overview of just what you can do with dashboard. Like I said, anything you see here, any one of these can be used on the dashboard. And then the goal is, I mean, the next thing that I see for this dashboard really, being super on point is the ability to perform some sort of math, right? So what I mean by that is, like, let's say you've gotten 10 leads, right, and 5 appointments. Currently, there's no way to show that you have a 50% lead to booking appointment ratio, right? So what I would like to see here is like the ability to perform math, because then you could create custom metrics based on these other data points. So you can't currently do that, but that's something that I'm sure HighLevel will be working on. So maybe by the time you're watching this, it's already there. But at the time of this recording, there is no custom math, which I think would be really cool, because you could basically eliminate a lot of manual work from either VAs or yourself or whoever's tracking the metrics for your business, because once everything's connected inside here, you literally can see any kind of metric you'd want because you could perform math, right? So that's dashboards. Now, this is where the hub of your actual business is going to be if you use HighLevel as your phone system, because this is where you can have two-way conversations on SMS, email. You'll see phone call recordings there. If you choose to set up the recordings, you can see WhatsApp messages, Instagram, and Facebook DMs. So you could basically have 4 or 5 different ways you're communicating with a contact inside of just one inbox. So this is really where our clients spend the most of their time. They're logging into their system. They're seeing where leads are actually, engaging with them, and then they're responding to them right then and there. So this is really one of the main elements, and I can pull up like a conversation so you could see how it looks. So here's me as a test lead inside of the system. So you can see here, I can, text this contact, I can email this contact, and I can, basically see all of these different text messages that have gone out to the lead, and any sort of activity basically related to the contact. So these are text messages, right? I can see the opportunity was updated. I can see there was an appointment created, right? I can see all this data right here. And obviously, if the actual contact has responded to this particular message or to this phone number, then I would see their messages as well. And so this is really where, if you're using HighLevel to grow your actual business, like your personal business, then this is going to be where you're spending a lot of the time, because this is where you're actually talking to people interested in what you're doing. So this is the conversations feature. There's not really too much to touch on here that wouldn't get into like too granular of like HighLevel. That's really what you need to know, is this is where you can see all your conversations, and then you can use certain filters to see, where people are communicating with you and stuff like that. But other than that, you're really logging in here so you can see what people are saying to you, and, getting them to book an appointment or whatever your sales process is. So that is the conversations feature. All right, so the next feature is going to be contacts. Now, there is a calendars feature here. Like I said, this is pretty self-explanatory. I'm focusing more on the main features that you're going to use to actually run and grow your business. This is pretty self-explanatory. There's nothing to really cover here, at least for this video. So this is where you can see your appointments. You can see where people have booked in a call with you, or however you've configured your calendar. So once you create a calendar in HighLevel, you can see all this data either as a list or visually on this actual calendar. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Now here's where you have your list of contacts. So this is kind of like standard across any sort of other CRM. And so you can see your leads here, their phone numbers, their emails when it was created, their last activity, their tags. And many people don't know this, but if you want to see other data, right, that's related to the contact, you can choose these different, columns here, which if I wanted to see the last note, which isn't going to have any data, but if I wanted to see any sort of, information related to the actual contact, I can add those as columns. And then in order to actually save this view, you have to save this as a smart list, which is kind of its own whole thing. But basically what you're doing here is this is kind of a list view of all of your contacts. And this is also where you can create bulk actions, which I'll just show you how to do. And then I'll, break down a little bit later where to create things that would actually work, right? So for example, let's say you have 3 people on your list and you wanted to text blast them. You can click send SMS and then just say, hey there, and you can type your message, and you can choose from any sort of field inside of the contact or anything within the system to basically incorporate into the message, right? Then you can send them all at once, send them at a scheduled time, or drip them, and then you can just, do a name and then just click send SMS and it would just send. So what you're doing here is, this is just to kind of see everything in list form. And then you can, do bulk actions like send SMS, send email, add tags, remove tags, delete contacts, send review requests, which would get a little bit too long for this video, but really you're just doing, bulk actions here, or, clicking on the actual contact and then clicking in to see, their actual, all the different things that are going on with the contact, right? So that's contacts, pretty simple, at least for this video. And then we have opportunities. So this is basically where you can visually manage your sales process or even other processes. It's basically just like a, simple Trello board. So this is a lead here with an address. And so this is our simple, 5-step sales process for our clients. Some of our clients change it, add things, remove things, whatever. But basically, when a lead comes into our GoHighLevel system for our client, they'll go under new lead. If they book an appointment, they'll automatically move here. And then our client can either move them to no-show, or they need to follow up, or the deal closed, right? And you can create different pipelines here, and you can also create different stages. So if you wanted to add, a different stage instead of new lead, you wanted to call it something else, you would just go to the pipeline, click on the specific pipeline, and then you can do add stage and just, title it here. And then depending on what order you want it in, either you can leave it at the end or you can move it up to, the very beginning and then put the stage there, right? And that's basically how you can, you create the pipeline the same way. So if you want to create a new pipeline, you just click on that and then call it new pipeline. And then you could just do stage 1 and stage 2. And then just like that, I've made another pipeline. So if I wanted to see that pipeline, I could just click new pipeline, and then there are the 2 stages. So that's pretty self-explanatory in terms of what you can do here. Where all of this stuff kind of comes to life is the automation section, which I'll be covering in a second, because you can do these things. I'm going to delete this. You can do these things like I showed you, kind of by hand. But what really kind of makes HighLevel special is all the different ways you can automate these things, right? So we're coming up on that. But the next section is marketing. So I'm not going to dive too deep into this right now, but what you would be doing here is you can create your email template so it visually just looks good. And you can see all the different types of templates that we have here. Like this is a template we have for our investors. So, it's pretty simple. It just our investors can change this, but This is basically just the, the frame of the template, and then all that's changed inside of the rest of the emails is just the actual, the content here. But this is where you create kind of the visual view of your templates. So when you email from inside of the system, it looks clean. This is really all you would be doing here. There are other features, but this is the main thing, is like this is where you design your email marketing templates. All right. So now here's kind of the core of, our system and most people's systems on GoHighLevel. This is the automation. So this is where you can create text automation, email automation. And when I say automation, I just mean like following up with leads via text and email. You can do ringless voicemail drop. You can do all kinds of different things. So I can give you a few examples just based on, what we have inside of our snapshot, so you can see, what I'm referring to. So here's how our entire system starts for our clients. So we run Facebook ads to, our funnel inside of HighLevel. And so you can see here when someone, either fills out a survey or fills out a Facebook form, we create or update the opportunity, which is basically where, it basically creates this right here. It does create that. So that's what that is. And then you'll see below that, it adds them to our follow-up text and email workflow. So imagine a lead sees an ad, they fill out a survey, we create an opportunity, and then we add that lead to our workflow so that they can get followed up with immediately. So this is basically, the lead will go through here. So it waits a few minutes or seconds. Then we send our text message to the lead. We send an email, text, right? And the only way that I could dive deeper into this, but I'll just keep it simple. The reason there's so much follow-up content is because in our settings, we have a stop on response. So if a lead responds to the text or email, then they won't get followed up with. If they, if they don't respond, they're going to keep getting follow-up. And then this actually, at the end of this will actually go to another workflow, which is phase 2. And this is just more text and email follow-up to get the leads to respond. And so you can see there's all this follow-up here. And then at that point, if they didn't respond, they would go through phase 1 and phase 2, and they can go into one of our extended follow-up sequences that we have, either manually by our client, like they can, okay, this person hasn't responded, let's add them to the extended follow-up, or we can automate this as well very simply by, if we go to phase 2, we can click on this, and then let's just say at the end of phase 2, they still haven't responded. We can just do, I don't know why sometimes the search doesn't work, but you could just do add to workflow, and then I could just do extended. And then just like that, at the end, after this text is sent, we're going to add them to this just automatically. So that's like one example of how we use automation, is when we collect leads from Facebook and take them to a survey and a funnel, then we automatically, add them to this pipeline here so our client can visually see the actual lead. And then we also immediately follow up with the lead, which takes place in here, so we can see these different types of, these aren't the follow-up messages, but this is basically what I'm referring to, right? So that's one way, is, automating the actual opportunity creation, and then 2, texting and emailing the lead as soon as they actually fill out the form, so they can get, the speed to lead, basically the problem of not following up is pretty much taken care of, right? And then here's another example of a simple automation. So when someone fills out the lead form, or someone fills out, any one of these different ways we collect leads for our clients, This will automatically text and email our client so they know that they got a lead. So this is really useful because sometimes people get leads from PPC or SEO or whatever it is, and they only find out they get a lead when they go in and check wherever their leads are, versus this allows our clients to be proactive. As soon as there's an actual lead generated, they basically will get a text and an email saying, hey, new lead, check CRM, right? And so now where most people spend their time being on their phone and checking their text, we're going to go right to them and just make it easy for them to figure out that there's a lead versus like waiting for them to check, right? So that's another example, is just any sort of internal notification. Someone books an appointment, or someone fills out a lead form. And then just these other ones are basically like, if someone books an appointment, we have reminders. If they don't show up, we have reminders. And then I like to build bots. So, this bot basically just asks the seller different questions about their property. And this is a little bit more advanced, but this is the type of stuff you can create in the automation section as well. But to keep it simple, if you just aggregate all of your lead sources into HighLevel and you have some text and email automation to follow up with people, that's going to increase your contact rate and pretty much do the 80-20 of what you would need to do in HighLevel. There's a ton of things you could do. You can automate contracts. I can kind of show you just some of the different components so you understand. But all automation just kind of come down to two things. You have some sort of trigger, and then you have some sort of action. So for example, with us, if someone fills out our survey, right, we just choose a workflow trigger of someone submits the survey, and then let's say we want to send that person a text. We just click send text and just say, hey, and then boom, there's the automation, right? So that's the basis of how to create it. And then you can see here, there's all these different triggers. So if somebody gets tagged something, you could send them a text, right? If a note gets added, you can send a text, right? You could send a text to the lead, or you could send a text to the actual user, like, hey, just got off the phone with John Smith. We added a note. Go check, follow up, or whatever somebody's supposed to do, right? Note added, note changed, task added. So all these different components, like I said, this is kind of all your lead gen stuff, people visiting your website or your funnels. This is a good one. Video tracking, TikTok forms. This is a whole training on its own to go through each one, but these are the different things you can choose to trigger an automation. Some of these you won't need probably for, if you're an investor, like courses and stuff, or payments or Shopify stuff. But, some of these other, events right here are probably going to be your main ones, right? And then those are the triggers, right? So that's what starts the automation. And then we have all these different options that we can choose from to, create the actual automation. So maybe if someone submits the survey, we want to tag them something, right? So we can add a tag right there. Or maybe if someone submits the survey, we want to add a note there, right? Or we want to send a text to, if we sent an internal text, that would be considered internal notification. So this is where you can notify people in your system. Those SMSs will go to the actual lead. But this is kind of the hub, because if you simplify the business down to like getting leads, getting appointments, converting appointments, everything that you need to make that process as efficient as possible can pretty much be done inside of here and either some sort of funnel or website. When someone fills out a survey, call them, text them, right? These are some other cool stuff, things you could do with the actual automation. Like you could do a call here. So this will call the actual lead. And then if the lead answers, it'll call you and press 1, and then it basically like live transfers the lead. So this is cool. You can do voicemail drops. Like I said, I could go on and on, but this is kind of the core idea of what the automations can do. So that is that. And then everything, so the next section is your sites. So sites, I've basically just broken down as SEO and lead gen, because that's pretty much what you're going to use this for. So you can see here we have our funnel here, and we have our investor website. So this is, part of what people who sign up for this get. So this is when they go directly to us and they get access to what I've showed you here, versus if they go to HighLevel directly, they gotta, set these things up or make them or have someone make them, right? And so inside of sites, there's really, like I said, it's really for lead gen with funnels, or SEO with a website, right? You can create your forms here, which pretty much are for lead gen in most cases, and you can create surveys here as well. But you can see here there's a ton of different funnel templates too. So you can see all these different funnel templates and, choose those and build those. We already have our proven Facebook ads funnel, so I don't make funnels anymore. It already works. So I don't really mess with that. Same logic here with websites. You can, choose any type of website template here. If I like how this one looks and I want to see a preview of it, I'm not sure why it's loading weird. Hold up. But if I want to see a preview of any of those templates, I just click new website from template. And then if I like this one, I can just click on the eye and I can see how this looks, right? So you do have to edit some of these. It's not too difficult, but if you want to see a preview, you can just see it right there. So you can create unlimited funnels, unlimited websites, and this is really where you're going to have your lead generation for your business if you're doing online lead gen. And then, like I said, you can make forms here. You can create surveys here, as well as like a chat widget. This is useful as well. You can embed this onto your funnel very simply, so people can like text you through the website versus having to fill out a form. So this is super cool. And then the last, main section here is just the reporting, which isn't too big of a priority for our clients, but just to show you that you could use it. This is where you can see like your Google Ads data, your Facebook ads data, and if you really know what you're doing, you can set up your attribution. So this is where you can literally see where every lead came from and where they converted from. So maybe an example is the lead first came from a Facebook ad, they went to your YouTube, and then they bought something, or they, in this case, they decided to sell their house to you or whatever. Then you can see all these metrics here, and you would eventually have a list of all the leads, where they came from. This is UTMs and stuff, but the general idea is just you could literally see where every lead came from inside of your system. Like, this is something you definitely want to do, because it can be super useful to see where you're actually getting traction, right? And then call reporting, this is cool as well. You can see where people are calling from. Same idea, but just specifically for calls. And then this is a little redundant too. I personally just like this view better of the agent reporting, but if you have team members here, you can see each team member, and you can see, all their calls and texts, like basically their output as a sales rep or team member, and you can see all that stuff here. So you can measure that based on time, and then, like I said, by individual agent is what it's called here. And then lastly, this is just your appointment reporting, so you can see how many people booked, how many people you confirmed. You can mark people as showed or no shows. So this is super valuable because you can literally see, how many people are showing up, and then you can calculate your cost per appointment, all that good stuff. So this is, kind of the last section of the reporting. So this is just an intro to GoHighLevel for real estate investors. I wanted to share this with you guys so that if you're an investor thinking about HighLevel, wondering if it's right for you, or maybe you've seen other solutions that look like HighLevel and now you're realizing it's HighLevel, This should just kind of give you a transparent look of what's behind the door, what you can do, what you can't do. There's a ton more that I didn't include, just because, you know, they're not really the main things for what we've used, but that should hopefully give you an idea of what you can do inside of HighLevel. So hopefully you find it valuable, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye-bye.